This morning on The Dish, a chef known for changing the perception of Indian cuisine in America. Raised in India, Meherwan Irani came to the U.S. to earn an MBA, but of course he missed the spicy cuisine of his homeland, so he learned how to cook it himself. He continued to cook for friends while working in the auto industry in California, but always dreamed of running his own restaurant.
In 2009, he took the plunge with his wife and business partner, moving to Asheville, North Carolina, and opening Chai Pani. It was a big hit and just the first of 5 restaurants he now runs in Asheville and Atlanta. He's a 3-time James Beard Award nominee, and this summer, Time magazine named him one of 31 people changing the South.
That's big.
That is big.
Woo.
Chef Meherwan Irani, welcome to The Dish. Good morning.
Good morning.
And this table, wow.
Can't wait to dig in.
Thank you.
Tell us what's here.
Well, this is a combination of Indian street food, which is what we serve in our restaurants, called chaat, because you eat with your hands, and chaat means to lick. And also the kind of food that you would normally get at home in an Indian family. At any given time, anywhere in India, if they're sitting down for a meal, it's made up of multiple components.
Yeah. So
you
almost
got
like a meat in 3.
Right.
Think of it as meat in 8.
Yeah,
or
well,
veg in 8.
I love okra. You got
Awesome.
okra.
Okra fries, and these are fried and then tossed with a little chaat masala and chili. We've got the components of what we call a thali in India. So that's mustard greens cooked with cumin and mustard seed. That's a Malabar chicken curry, and that's done in a coastal style. So there's a little coconut milk, you'll pick up some lime and also mustard seeds. That's lentils, dal, we call it in India, rice, papadums, and then some of the street food components. That's a dish called keema pao. We refer to it in the restaurant as a sloppy joe, or a sloppy jai actually, and that's made with ground lamb. And that's done in a Parsi style, which is what one side of my family is from. And then last over the corner there is something called corn bhel.
And this?
This is the pani. What I tried to do was make a drink that wasn't just a Western style drink that was just modified to be Indian, but that's done with elderflower liqueur,
It's delicious.
muddled cilantro, and a little touch of Prosecco and lime.
Let's just cut to the chase
Sure.
here. You were born in London.
Yeah.
Raised in India.
Yeah.
And then educated in the U.S.
I'm what they call a culinary mutt, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that has got to be culture shock all the way around.
Yeah. I mean, moving from England to India, I was 4. But I grew up with English as my first language, if you stop and think about it. So I came to India almost as an immigrant, even though I was Indian, and had to learn how to speak the language.
Wow.
I was in a very small town in India. But one of the big influences in my life, and the reason I ended up in America, was there was a huge Western sort of influx of pilgrims that would come there to visit a spiritual ashram, the Meher Baba spiritual ashram.
Right.
And my great aunt ran a bed and breakfast where we put up these Westerners.
Wow.
So from an early age, I was exposed to Western food, Western movies, Western culture, and I grew up with almost more of an affinity for America as a kid in the small town in India than I did as an Indian.
So when you got to the U.S. for grad school and you got to, was it South Carolina?
South Carolina.
What kind of culture shock was there, if any?
Well, I first landed in New York, and to me, New York was everything I thought America would look like in the movies. The next day, I was shipped off to Columbia, South Carolina. I said, good God, where have I landed?
No, I've ended up there.
It's a good place. It is a good place.
It was a good place.
I mean, I was there to study, but of course I missed my food.
Yeah.
So the first place I went to was an Indian restaurant, thinking I'd get the food that I got back home.
In a strip mall.
And it was everything Indian restaurants looked like in the 90s. It was sort of a spicy curry buffet in a strip mall with food that I didn't actually grow up eating.
But this journey has a large diversion because you end up out in San Francisco in a brokerage, then you sell high-end automobiles, and then you sell real estate, and then the recession hits,
Right.
and you decide to open this restaurant.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing what I thought I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, just work, wear a suit and tie, and go to work every day. But my entire sort of, time in America, I just kept sort of railing against the state of Indian food in America.
Right.
I mean, it was almost sort of offended my sensibilities that we weren't serving food for the most part. That was what we grew up eating, and I knew how fantastic it was.
And let me just say, I could go on and on about your story, or actually I could listen to you go on and on, but we need you to sign our dish.
Absolutely.
And as you do this, can you tell us, is there anyone past or present that you'd like to share this meal with?
I knew you'd ask this question.
We do every single week.
I mean, what most people don't know about me is that in addition to being interested in food, I'm a bit of a nerd, science nerd, a little bit of a astrophysics buff. So I'd say if Bill Nye the Science Guy is out there, I'd like to sit down with me at the table. I would love to talk his head off.
Excellent
Awesome.
choice. Bill Nye's first vote here.
That's right. Well, Chef Meherwan Irani, thank you so much. And for more on Meherwan and the dish, head to our website at CBSthismorning.com.